Hey guys, today I just wanted to talk a little bit about productivity and some of my, I guess, sort of hacks and workflows for having a more productive day. The first thing to mention though about productivity is that before you start trying to optimize your productivity, you should first make sure that you're working on the right tasks. It doesn't make any sense to work on things that aren't leading you towards your goal. No matter how productively you work on them, it's not going to take you in the right direction. So, first off, you actually really need to strategize what are the best tasks for you to work on. It's better to work unproductively on a task that actually delivers value than be very productive on a completely pointless task. And it's much easier, like said than done. It's quite easy to get caught up in I don't know, in like your day-to-day work. So to solve that issue, I definitely recommend using like something like the Notion system, which I spoke about before, which highlights to you what are the most important tasks for you to complete in order for you to achieve your project goals and your goals in life. I strongly recommend a system like that. Whether you use Notion or something else, completely up to you. But before you start optimizing to work productively, just make sure that you're working on the right things in the first place. Um, with that being said, let's talk about how to actually work more productively. And I don't want this to be like I don't know, repeating off like the same normal tips that you've heard like all of the time. So this is my like current workflow, like some of the more obvious things like I'll just sort of leave out. I'm sure you've heard them all before. So I want this to be like a little bit different and hopefully you will actually learn something new by watching this video. So having said that, the first most important tip I think I will give you is to not work with your phone in the office. I think that is like one of the biggest productivity gains that you can have. Like there's no reason to do it. Even if you use Instagram for your business, I've run Instagram marketing agencies before. If you use social media for your business, use the desktop apps. They are so good these days that there's just no reason to like have your phone in there. Business communication, I would keep on Slack and so on. Like I've got the phone in here like as an example. You can also now set like your focus mode, so that you don't receive any notifications. Leave the phone outside of the room, and you can also, when you receive a call, you can set Apple shortcuts to send a text saying that you're working, and you'll get back to them in like an hour or whatever. But generally, like just leave your phone outside the room, and I think you'll see like vast gains in productivity. Um, One other little hack, like on the phone, put screen time on there as a why is it not focusing? Put screen time as a widget. Anyway, it doesn't want to focus. There you have it. Screen time is as a widget on the home screen. And that's not actually my usage. It's used by one of our OnlyFans girls for recording TikTok content, which is why it's at 4 hours today. But this really like helps me to keep an eye on like if I've got 1 hour of phone usage before like 12 o'clock, it tells me I'm using the phone too much. So just in general, keep phones outside of the room. That's the most basic productivity tip. So now let's go into some of the more like interesting stuff. This is going to basically remove any distractions on YouTube, and I also strongly suggest that you only have like a limited number of YouTube channels that you're subscribed to, and they have a very specific purpose. I'm subscribed to about 10 channels, and they're all channels that I directly learn from. If it's something for like entertainment, that's okay. Potentially looking to make like a second YouTube channel that is not logged into automatically, and then when you want some entertainment, you log into that one. But for me, I just leave it. Um, I leave my YouTube so that when I visit a video or when I'm like on the home screen, there's no recommended videos for me. There's nothing here it doesn't load. So there's nothing there to distract me. So if I am using YouTube, it's very intentional. It means I am directly searching for something. So um, I don't know, YouTube. automation, for example. And then if I start watching a video here, there's also no comments, and there's no suggested videos. So it means that I can't get caught in like the YouTube trap, right? YouTube's algorithms are literally designed to steal your attentions, as are all social media platforms. It's literally what they're optimized for. They're recommending videos to you. So I want to be the one who's in control. I am intentionally using YouTube, whether it's for entertainment or if it's for researching something, whatever it may be, that sort of stops the distraction of recommended videos. So I just really suggest you to use a Chrome extension, and I use Unhook. There's like a few others. You can also adjust the settings, and like I said, just unsubscribe from any channels that you're not actively following and consuming content from. Like even if I don't fall into that category, absolutely unsubscribe from me. It's yeah, like that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm very ruthless with who I will choose to absorb information from. The next one is a little tool called Xtab. And what this does is limits the number of tabs that you can have open at one time. I'm one of the people who has like 100 tabs open, and I just get so caught up, like my mind is like all over the place, and I will just get so carried away. And by the end of the day, I've got 5 different sessions of Chrome open, and they've each like different session has got like 20 or 30 different tabs on it, from things I'm researching, things that I'm working on, and it is not a good way of working. If you're feeling busy, it means you're not in control. And in my opinion, there is such a thing as multitasking, but it's just not a productive way of working. I'm far more productive if I have very direct, consistent action. And I set my tab limit here to 4 tabs at a time. That is the absolute maximum. And then if I try to open something new, so if I try to open, yeah, you'll have this, you've reached your tab limit, and it will just won't open anything. So it will tell me to go and close something else. And it's a great way of working. Before I used to have it at like 5, and I'm now like 4 is quite a good number for me, but potentially I would like bring it down again. So yeah, Xtab is completely free. It works on Chrome. I would also go into your Chrome settings and have it active on incognito as well, so that you can't cheat the system. And it just forces you to be very direct on what you're working on. It doesn't allow you to open up more tabs, to get carried away going down all different rabbit holes. So again, really, really simple, but it's just such a great tool for productivity, and it stops you trying to, it just doesn't allow you to work on multiple things at once. The next thing that I will talk about is a tool called Quitter for Mac. It's a plugin where it will automatically quit or hide an application after a certain amount of inactivity. So this stops distractions from coming up. Again, it's keeping you very intentional. Set rules and it will automatically quit these applications or just hide the applications. For example, Slack, I just don't want it visible in my workspace, so it will take it back down to the dock. And you can set any amount of time for like inactivity, and yeah, you literally just choose to quit or hide. So this runs locally on your. And then the next one we're also going to talk about is Menu Bar X. This is available on the App Store. I can't remember the exact price of it, but this allows you to generate any website that you're visiting very frequently. You can just store it like locally in the menu bar. So I'll make another one. So it will make a new tab up here, and you can just see I'm like setting this up, and it will ask us for like a start page. So in this example, we can do like Google, and basically all that will happen is whenever I click on this, it will keep a little version of Google there. So how to delete Instagram, my search thing today. And then it is just always like there and like readily accessible. So this, you can just use this in so many different ways. One of the ways that I use it is for a tool called like Brain FM, which plays music in the background. So it just means it's always one click away. If you're programming, perhaps you want Stack Overflow, anything, you can put like Netflix up there. And it just makes all these websites, rather than you needing to constantly navigate your bookmarks and so on, they're always there, one click away, just hidden. Perhaps Google Ads, like you want to check on, whatever it may be. Really, really nice app. And then also, just on that note, another tool that I really recommend is Brain.fm. This perhaps is more of like a commercial, well-known product, but it's music for productivity that is like scientifically backed. So when you go in, you can choose like what it is that you want to be listening to, like focus, relax, sleep, and then they have their various different categories within the application that you can actually choose. And you can choose how long you want to play it for and so on. And there's no vocals. So I find that rather than listening to like my own music, if there's like vocals, like talking, singing, whatever it may be, even like podcasts, it interrupts my trail of thought, and I will often find that I lose like where I am. Whereas with this, I will put on like AirPods Max. At first, I didn't actually like these, but now I really do. I will just literally put these on noise cancellation headphones and play something on here, and I will just be in the zone almost straight away for working. And the noise cancellation is great for blocking out micro distractions, and I can achieve like a flow state. Not quite every time, but definitely every single day, I will enter a state of flow where a long period of time will go past, and I realize I have just been very productively focused on one task without even realizing it. It's like, yeah. So I strongly recommend Brain FM. But you have to pay for it. I think it's like $7 per month. You know, it's really nothing if you're assuming that you value your productivity. Um, and I actually think they have I think I can get you one month for free as an affiliate. I don't actually get any percentage of it, but I believe you can give 1 month away to your friends. So if that is the case, I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, really recommend it just for something to listen to. If you like, also just noise cancelling headphones in general, I think are really quite great for being productive. Now I generally use AirPods Max. Before I would use AirPods Pro, equally good. Next tool for productivity, Slapdash. This is a unbelievable tool, and it just gets better and better. I literally use this for everything. It allows you to interact with your cloud applications without having to actually go into them. So as an example, I have a Notion database. Let's say that I want to add down a note. I can just do Notion note, write down whatever I want, press enter, done. If I want to add to a specific Notion page, let's say a client project that I've got notes on, add this to the bottom of the page. Open in Notion. This should then open up, which is minimized currently, but yeah, add this to the bottom of the page. Like the text has been, that's just an example of Notion. You can plug in like a load of different, you can search like Stripe customers, like you can literally any cloud application that they have integrated. It just gives you functionality to just be able to hit a shortcut and start using the app. I'm not affiliated with these guys at all, but as much as I do like sing their praises, I just absolutely love what they are building. It's a fantastic idea. And you can also run like various different commands like lock screen. You can run locally. It's got your whole clipboard history. I have spoken about this stuff before. You can also run like build your own templates out, save your own links. So I can run like a Google search from here. And you can also plug in like your own scripts, APIs. Like I think you can actually return unsplash images. They have an example of on their website of how to do it, where you can run a query and it will actually return you the images in Slapdash without ever having to open anything. So yeah, it like you set it up yourself, customize it to your own workflow. But again, absolutely fantastic tool. On top of that, there's another tool. Slapdash, let's say, is working on cloud applications is what it's primarily for. They call it like an operating system for your cloud applications to integrate and talk with each other. So it works through sending API requests. Then, if you want something more local, I really recommend Alfred. So you can search like your documents. I actually replaced the Finder search with Alfred. You can also run like a Google search, um, like Google search. I hit my tab limit. But the other really interesting thing you can do is if you're using like one password, or perhaps they have like a few other integrations as well. I can type in one password, and then let's say I want to do Google Ads. This will actually go and log in for me. So it will then open the page once it's logged in. And if there's anything that you're visiting like really quite frequently, I think this is a great, just a little time saver. You know, you're talking seconds, microseconds, and so on, but it's just such a great time saver, which is like really, really what we're looking for as well, right? And a few other things, just like I guess notes to add on at the end here. Really easy investments that you can make in order to work more productive and be more productive. Buy a good laptop. If you're making an online business, you should, and assuming that you're spending 8 hours per day working at a laptop, you should be working on a top spec MacBook Pro. It has got to be one of the, or like another laptop if you prefer Windows or something like that, but just don't be tight on like the tools that you're working with. If you're saving a couple of seconds per day over the course of a year, it just completely adds up and it will pay for itself. It's the most simple investment that you should make. It is an investment in yourself, in your own time. Time is the only thing that you can't buy back. So we should be doing everything that we can to make sure that we are using our time in the most efficient way as possible. If you're waiting for applications to load, your laptop's crashing, whatever, like it's I don't know, completely useless. Get a good laptop, especially if you have like issues with your laptop. I will pretty much upgrade laptops every year, and it may like seem like extravagant, but I see massive ROI from it. Anything that you can do to make your process of working more enjoyable, I will generally do. And that's another little tip as well. Make a positive feedback loop in your habits. Let's say I complete a task for a client, or there's something that I don't want to do that I know I should be doing and it's work related. I'll buy myself a little reward. Like I have a rewards database, a little list of things. Like perhaps I'll buy something for my office. Like I bought this chair. It's like a $2,000 Herman Miller chair, and it's not to like show off. The price isn't show off at all. It's because I sit down for about 16 hours per day, and I don't want to have like bad posture when I'm older. I've already started developing bad posture from like sitting down so much. So make investments in your own like workspace, and it's something that I'll do all the time. I will make sure that I am working with like the best tools, the best things. Like I've still not finished this office renovation, but I will make sure that I'm working in a place that I'm happy to, that makes me enjoy working. So whenever you complete a project or you have some income, buy yourself a little reward that makes you excited to go to be working. And that way you're then going to go and earn more money, complete more projects, buy more things that make it more enjoyable for you to work. It's just a really simple process. That also applies to other things in life though. Let's say like you're trying to lose weight. Let's say for like a week you follow a good diet. You can buy yourself like, I don't know, running shoes or like some new whatever workout clothes, like whatever it may be, like new protein supplements, whatever. And it doesn't, even like if it doesn't specifically, as long as it makes the process more enjoyable for you, that is what is the most important thing. Like maybe like, yeah, it can be clothes. It doesn't actually push you optimize what you're working on so much, but as long as it keeps you motivated to keep pursuing a positive goal, it's a worthwhile investment in my opinion anyway. So yeah, just make sure that you are like investing in yourself. And the other like really easy investment to make is in a good Wi-Fi router. router, however you want to pronounce it. You can get like mesh Wi-Fi networks that are really quite good. I live in like a 100 square meter apartment, and I have three different routers throughout my house. That like before using the router that the like internet company gave me, I was paying for like 100 megabyte per second download speed, and I was getting like 12. That was on a good day. And now that I have a mesh Wi-Fi system, the one that I use is called Eero. I quite like it for just like the application. There are some other ones that you can go for as well, but I like the application. It's really easy to see what devices are on your network, what's being used, and so on. But there are loads of other mesh systems. It's not necessarily the best one, to be honest, but it is good. I now get about 70 or 80 megabytes per second download speed average times, and I can also get up to 100 megabyte per second download speed, which is what I'm paying for, which is pretty much the best that you can get out here. It's the highest package that they offer. So yeah, they are like my main tips for my current workflow. One other app that I will actually mention as well is it's a Pomodoro Timer app. It's included in Setup. I would admit don't I don't use this all the time, but I try to. When I am using this, I generally find that I have very productive days. I'm very direct and focused on what I'm working on. I will get a lot done, and I feel good after working on this. I know that all of my time was really well allocated. But again, look, I'm only human as well, so I'm not perfect with it, but it is an app that I really like. It's just not quite at the point where I've built the habit and it's fully integrated into my workflow. But I'm working on it. As an application, I really do love it. And you can also build like some shortcuts. I think I have spoken about this before. Some shortcuts and automations around it, like when you start a session, you turn all your devices into do not disturb mode. Like you can integrate with, if you have like smart lights or any smart devices, like I turn all my lights red, which means do not interrupt me. Yeah, but interesting application. I recommend playing around with it, and I am a big fan of it. Um, yeah, I hope that I shared something new and different with you. Like I know there's like all the general productivity hacks that you can just find anywhere, and so I hope that this was something like a little bit different, and that there was at least one or two that you hadn't heard of before. Um, Other than that, thank you for watching. As a note for any of like the people who purchase the like OnlyFans creation course, it's something that I'm actively working on. I was really hoping to release it yesterday. Unfortunately, I was in a car crash, not a bad one at all. It was just someone drove into me, but I spent about 4 hours with the police, and it was just a complete waste of a day yesterday, to be honest. So I didn't get to do half the things that I was planning on. But I'll basically push it out in little modules so that you can actually get started straight away. So should be tomorrow that we have like the first stage of the course up, so you can actually go out and start recruiting your first girls. But yeah, all in all, like it is, if anything, it is getting like really very good. I've sort of perfected one of the marketing channels I really have, and it's printing out some money for me, which is always good. And there's space in this particular marketing channel for other people to enter. So yeah, but really interested to push out like the whole course. Also, if anyone has any like productivity tips for me as well, these are like the ones that I do, but I'm always interested to learn from other people as well. Like just leave a comment down below so everyone else can see it as well. But I would love to. I'm always looking for new ways to like optimize and streamline my workflow. Other thing, actually, just very quickly, is desk setup. I really like a clean workspace, and I find I'm so much more productive when I have a clean workspace. So just make sure that it's tidy, and I think that you'll find it like tidy desk is tidy mind. One question as well that I do have because there are a lot of very interesting people who watch my videos that often have a lot of good tips. Does anyone have any experience with lighting for productivity? And can anyone recommend me I'm familiar with Philips Hue lights. Perhaps there's something there. Has anyone seen any studies or articles, or have they just purchased a light that they found that's like really quite good? I'm looking for like a light basically to go on the ceiling in my home office, and yeah, I was just wondering if there was any direct correlation between specific lighting and productivity, which is something that I'm currently interested in, and I've been reading a few articles on. So just interested to hear your experience in that as well. Aside from that, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, leave any comments with your tips. I would genuinely love to read over them. Take care and have a great day.